1,000 rupees fines upon curfew violators, arrest defaulters who cannot pay fines. India reports about 3,53,000 new COVID-19 cases and 2,812 deaths in 24 hours. Recovery rate drops to 82.62%. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Afternoon News. I'm Ibethoi Thokchom. To stay protected from coronavirus, wash your hands frequently, wear your face mask properly and maintain a safe distance. Now the news in details. Night curfew is being strictly imposed in Imphal city. Police has detained and issued fines of 1,000 rupees each to violators of night curfew, while those could not pay the fines were arrested. Night curfew has been imposed across Manipur to prevent second wave of COVID-19 pandemic outbreak in view of rising active cases of COVID-19. Imphal West District and Imphal East District SPs inspected paroled the entire Imphal city to nab curfew violators last night at Uripok Canton Crossing, Samu Makong, Kaisampa Junction, Jinga Makong Palace Compound, Pishum, Kurai Lamlong, Hatta, Thangmaibun, Moirangkhom and other areas. A team of Imphal West District Commando, OCP Achoba and Imphal West District Police personnel also detained curfew violators near Kangla, M Sector and North AOC last night. Violators engage in argument with police personnel while slapping challans and fines. Speaking to media, police personnel warned of strict actions against curfew violators. Police warned the public not to roam around unnecessarily at night using the challan issued by police as curfew pass. They further appealed to everyone to stay indoors and to come out of homes only when it is absolutely necessary and on emergency situations. Tribal Health Center at Molcham village in Chandel district is unable to exercise the National Free Diagnostic Scheme launched across hospitals in the state due to electricity and water shortages. Despite the availability of necessary laboratory equipment, the center is unable to provide free 57 essential medical tests to the villagers due to shortage of water and electricity. The incident came to light when media persons along with Kuki Chief Association, Kengjoy Subdivision and KSO Kengjoy Block inspected health facilities in remote villages provided under Tribal Affairs and Hills Manipur. Speaking on the sidelines, medical officer in charge of the health center, Dr. Thokchom, stressed on the plights facing the patients as they have to go to either Myanmar or Imphal for mere tests. He said there are 3 nurses, 1 doctor, 1 lab technician, 1 driver and 1 chowkidar at the center, but no electricity to water supply. Dr. Thokchom appealed to the government to extend necessary help at the earliest.
Molcham THC Tribal Development Department of Paivani, staff who 6 meter layer, Hidak Pudi Department staff so Hidak Department and Dumpazan Piriga layer, Dubu, my later Marum, lab to laboratory that have the way other layer, Aduga Ising to tuck the wasting season and the wasting Adum Quayam one layer, Aduga network Siga, Phone Poundabong, the Got over the network, Aduga Mai, Aduga Ising, government get up Tegina, Sikun Sidasu, Nataga, Sikungi Ariada, Median Sangbiraga, Automatic Pang Birdi, medical department. Thank you.
In historic move today, State Directorate of Environment and Climate Change started planting indigenous and rare Kombire flower at Yaralpat. The flower is associated with Meitei communities' religious rites and rituals since the ancient times. The initiative was taken under National Plan for Conservation of Aquatic Ecosystem and Climate Change Adaptation Approach, Government of India. The Directorate, in association with Manipur Initiative for Conservation of Nature, MICON and Yaralpat Integrated Farming Cooperative Society Limited, planted around 500 saplings of Kombire on a trial basis for the first phase. CSIR Senior Principal Scientist Dr. H. Birkumar is taking a lead in conserving the rare flower by carrying out soil testing and ensuring a conducive environment for the flower to thrive. Speaking to Impact News, Dr. H. Birkumar said that the Kombire flower growing in residential areas in the state is not the original indigenous variety which once thrived at Kyaralpat and Lamphilpat. He said that the flower's variety was found in some wetlands of the state recently, upon which in-depth research was carried out with an aim to preserve the rare variety of the flower, which is not found in any other parts of India. Dr. H. Birkumar added that though Kombire is also found in countries like China, Japan and Siberia, there are differences in the features and subspecies of the flower. Hence, Manipur's variety is a unique one.
Ecology se yamna unique oi bhai tare lekang amada natragana any kenoma da heta thaba yadam loktak part natragana koi some small part kharagi area khara natna Manipur Kombire se valley gi area tati howdre karim ta howdre adu mapandik busaleba koi gi Kombire ayambadi koi gi lekang da tharaga su mapan sali phajna hobungame adu Manipur gi asengba Kombire ji pathi komthi natraga di maje hobungam da bhai tare bharat ki manung da ngasi bawda kanam ta hobgi record leitebo Manipur khaktane bu howje adu world ya top mafam khara da howri koi gi Manipur gi Kombire ji iris levigata se Japan da natragana China da Siberia the Hauser Wagi species level the manager sub species ki natragana variety level kenaram biya madu koi makata initiative ami makada koi to biya bagi lambi thisi haina koi jikana khanajari Manipur hori ba portsina Japan da natragana koi gi China da hori ba sigi tongan bo ermagadi koi Manipuri Kombire ji world gi muk chirolelina lebedong ko Kombire ji my uniqueness ama muk tholkane
Kombire have legendary flower si akoi maming da ngai heuba photography da la de isai da nomai da le heuba aduga masigi asengba magi satpham hofam oriba yaral patadi mami bawo le hodaba masigi nungangba nungaitaba si akona khalluraga kam haina Kombire si kadai waida Manipur gi jaga da leirige na koina koiti thijaraga amuhana Kombire se yaral pat ki soil sida amuhana hawan hanagi traditional glory du phangmada yagadra haibasi akon honajabani.
The initiative taken today will help in conserving wetlands and indigenous flora and fauna of our states. This move will definitely help in conserving Yaral parts and its Kombire. With camera person El Kabi, this is Katramium Premsan reporting for Impact News, Yaral Part, Imphal East.
A house was reduced to ashes at Awangthang village in Ukhrul district around 6:30 p.m. yesterday. Three fire tender of Ukhrul Fire Service along with personnel of 6 Assam Rifles tried their best to douse the fire but could not save the house. The 6 Assam Rifles also provided refill tank to assist at Ukhrul Fire Service Department, thus not on anyone at present. Ukhrul DC Joseph Pauline Kamshon also inspected the site. Impact News source said owner of the house Thokchom sustained 30% burnt injuries and is being hospitalized at Ukhrul District Hospital. It may be mentioned that Thokchom is the current vice principal of Ellis Christian Higher Secondary School. Source of the fire is yet to be ascertained till the time of filing this report. Iramdam Kanba Apunbalop and Social Upliftment Organization jointly organized Sazibu Khudol Tamba Igi Kongul Liba at Community Hall near Sanamahi Kiong at Seloi Langmai Hills today. Amju former President Wang Khemcha Samjai, advisor of Tangkul Naga Foothills Organization Kasung Ten Nishan, Chief President R.V. Shanjimik, Secretary of Nikhil Bisnupriyap Manipur Mahasabha Central Committee Pukrambam Singomani and Ikal members attended the event. Sizibu gifts were exchanged between brothers and sisters of Hills and Valley on the occasion. Speaking to media, Ikal Secretary Wahengbam Luang Laima said that the event aimed to highlight the coded relation between Hills and Valley people.
Lamdam sida lairiba mapandagi lakpa diri dagi diribamdagi silchadagi aduga atoppa ching tamda lairiba chingche khoi amatani haibagi apunba pangalama sagananaba lamdam chigi nupi oibi singna mabung mokpa singda chahi gi wena mamangai gi paipu singna chatnaramba thauramni ekhoina makhoida khudol pot ama tamjaraga khoida makhoina chakobada khoida tambi bai khoina ngasi chairau bachida lining tholai bida katpada ekhoina chu mabung mokpa singdai machal mache sing oibai khoina tamjaba khudol potuna setpira kanda dagi ngakta yanbiraga tawjaba dang duai ekoi lamdam chigi chakhatpa nungaiba tungi mirol kayada achumba sengba lambi ma puraknaba honabada adugi thodang du logjabani afaba achumba lambi da chatpa ngamjanabagi lambi du ibungi pasing dagi thongni jabani.
130th Arabti Day was observed at Sri Sri Gokulananda Mandap in Kaisamthong Top Lerak today. Kaisamthong Radheshyam Nampala organized a memorial event. It may be mentioned that Arabti Day is observed every year in commemoration of the day the last rites of Pauna Brajabasi, who died in Anglo-Manipur War of 1891 at Thokchom. The martyr's body had to be laid to rest at Delong Arabti Lamkhaibam Hiden, as the body was not in a condition to be taken to his birthplace after the long journey across the Punan hill range. Citizens Club has extended solidarity to the 24-hour statewide total shutdown called by Justice for Senator Thokchom from 6 p.m. today. Now it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you updates on coronavirus cases in India and the world. Keep watching Impact News.
Office of the Ibethoi Group of Finance, Head Office Singmairong near Eastern Motor, Imphal East, May Taramanga English Singani Kunmathoi, Tha Amada Lupa Lesing Marika Hulaga, Hausagadauriba, Lottery cum tender Siaubiraga, Lupa Lak Kundimapu Oibiu, Lucky Draw Fauragana, Lupa Lak Amafang Bigani, Loinana, Atoba Matamda, Ezen Yankai Supamzay, Ezen Singidamak monthly income, draw timing and Nutugipung Anini, Office of the Ibethoi Group of Finance.
Welcome back. After the break, you're watching Afternoon News. New COVID-19 cases are raising daily in India at an alarming rate. Country reported 352,991 new COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours. India's COVID tally stands at 1,73,13,163. As per the Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, there are 28,13,163 active cases in India, and that will stated 1,95,123 with the addition of 2,812 new COVID-19 deaths. On the positive note, 2,19,272 recoveries were reported in the past 24 hours, raising the total recovered cases to 1,43,04,382. India's recovery rate has further declined to 82.62%. Maharashtra has the highest active coronavirus cases of above 7 lakh. Globally, coronavirus has infected above 14 crore 78 lakh 12,000 people. Above 31 lakh 23,000 people have died, and recoveries are above 12 crore 53 lakh 79,000. USA ranks highest with over 68 lakh 58,000 active cases, followed by India and Brazil. COVID-19 active cases are surging in the northeast states. Assam ranks highest with 16,817 active cases, followed by Meghalaya with 1,388 cases and Sikkim with 934. There are 805 active cases of COVID-19 in Manipur, 763 in Tripura, 726 in Mizoram, 679 in Nagaland, and 581 in Arunachal Pradesh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has ordered setting up of 551 oxygen plants inside government hospitals across the country. PM Cares Fund will provide financial aid in setting up these plants. Modi also ordered the concerned authorities to make these plants functional as soon as possible. Prime Minister's office said, in line with Narendra Modi's direction to boost availability of oxygen to hospitals, PM Cares Funds has approved allocation of funds for the installation of 551 dedicated pressure swing absorption medical oxygen generation plants inside public health facilities. The PMO said these plants will be established in identified government hospitals in district headquarters in various states and union territories. It added that such an in-house captive oxygen generation facility will address the day-to-day medical oxygen needs of these hospitals and the district. Centre has directed states and union territories to ensure the liquid oxygen is exclusively used for medical purposes only. The exception to 9 industry has also withdrawn in order to enhance availability of medical oxygen in the country. Union Home Secretary and Chairman National Executive Committee Aljeev Bhalla has written to Chief Secretaries of States and Administrators of Union Territories in this regard. He has asked all manufacturing units to maximize the production of liquid oxygen and make it available to the government for use use of medical purposes only with immediate effect until further orders. All stocks of liquid oxygen should also be made available to the government for use of medical purposes. Ajay Bhalla said no exception is allowed to any industry with regard to use of liquid oxygen. $318 oxygen concentrators arrived at Delhi airport from the United States today. The Air India flight was loaded at JFK airport yesterday. The US government has also decided to lift export ban on essential raw materials required by vaccine manufacturers in India for production of COVID-19 vaccines. This development comes after National Security Advisor Ajay Doval and his US counterpart Jake Sullivan had a phone conversation regarding the spike in COVID-19 infection across the country. Sullivan affirmed America's solidarity with India. This also comes after several US lawmakers voiced their concerns over the COVID-19 situations in India. A couple of days earlier, defending US restrictions on the export of the raw material, a senior State Department official has said the Biden administration's first obligation is to take care of the requirements of the American people. In Tamil Nadu, a partial lockdown will begin today. Cinema halls, gyms, recreation clubs, bars, auditoriums and meeting halls were shut down from 4 this morning. In a bid to control the cluster spread of COVID, the state government clamped curfew yesterday and locked down all the districts. Shopping malls and complexes will remain closed following COVID-19 clusters. However, standalone grocery, vegetable and other outlets will be allowed after following standard operating procedure. In Tamil Nadu, over 15,000 people tested positive yesterday alone. Polling is underway for the 7th phase of assembly elections in West Bengal. Voting is taking place for 34 seats spread over 5 districts in this phase. Voting, which began at 7 this morning, will end at 6:30 p.m. The Election Commission has deployed 653 companies of central forces for this phase. Out of 5 districts going to the polls, 3 districts, Malda, Murshidabad and South Dinajpur, share borders with Bangladesh. Voter verifiable paper audit trial is being used along with electronic voting machine at every polling station for smooth conduct of elections. In view of the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic, the option of postal ballot facility has been extended to the electors who are COVID-19 positive or suspect as certified by competent authority and are in home or institutional quarantine, along with those marked as person with disabilities and above the age of 80 years. It has also ensured that every polling station is equipped with a short minimum facilities like drinking water, waiting shed, toilet with water facility, adequate arrangement for lighting, ramp of appropriate gradient for the person with disabilities. These special facilities include mandatory sanitization of polling station, thermal checking of voters at entry point. If the temperature is above the set norms of the health ministry, then the elector will be provided with a token and asked to come for voting at the last hour of poll. The polling process is already over in respect of 223 out of the total 294 assembly seats in the earlier 6 phases. A total of 268 candidates, including 37 women, are vying for the 34 out of the previously scheduled 36 assembly seats spread over 5 districts of West Bengal going to polls today. As the poll proceeds in respect of Samsherganj and Jangishpur was adjourned by the EC following deaths of the candidates in the 2 assembly constituency. Over 81.88 lakh voters, including 39.87 lakh women and 221 third-gender persons, will decide the fate of these candidates in 11,376 polling stations. And in sports, in IPL cricket, Delhi Capitals registered a thrilling win in the Super Over against Sunrisers Hyderabad in Chennai last night. While the team scored 159 runs in the loaded 20 overs, as a result, the match went into the Super Over. Akshar Patel restricted Khane, Williamson and David Warner to just 7 runs. In reply, Rishabh Pant and Shikhar Dhawan chased the target on the last ball. Earlier, Delhi Capitals have won the toss and elected to bat. A half-century from Prithvi Shaw, 53 in 39 balls, and skipper Rishabh Pant's 37-run knock in 27 balls guided Delhi Capitals to 159 by 4 in the allotted 20 overs. Prithvi Shaw was named player of the match. In response, Williamson's unbeaten 66-run knock in 51 balls and Jagadesha Suchit's not out 14-run cameo helped the side to equal the score in 20 overs. For Delhi Capitals, Abbas clinched 3 wickets, while Akshar Patel bagged 2 wickets. For Sunrisers Hyderabad, Siddharth Kaul claimed 2 wickets, while Rashid Khan bagged the wicket. Delhi Capitals move up to the second spot of the points table. In another match yesterday, Chennai Super Kings defeated Royal Challengers Bangalore by 69 runs in Mumbai. Today, Punjab Kings will take on Kolkata Knight Riders at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. The match will start at 7:30 p.m. Shulanjoy will serve as president of Imphal East District Football Association once again. 2 persons filed nomination for president, of which 1 was rejected during yesterday's scrutiny. Hence, Shulanjoy was reappointed as president. Press release from the returning officer of District Football Association, L. Irabanta, said that 7 individuals will contest for 4 posts of vice president, 2 for 1 post of treasurer, and 15 individuals for 10 executive council member posts in the annual general body meeting of DFA to be held at the office of 11 Star Sporting Union, Akampat, on May 1. India's men and women recurve team has bagged 3 gold medals and 1 bronze medal at Archery World Cup Stage 1. The Archery World Cup was held at Guatemala City from April 19 to 25. In the final, India's Deepika Kumari, Ankita Vakat and Komalika Bani, who were in women recurve team, defeated Mexico team to bag gold medals. In individual recurve event, India's main archer Atanu Das beat Spain's Daniel Castro to bag gold medal. In women's recurve individual event, Deepika Kumari defeated USA's Mackenzie Brown to win gold medal. In mixed doubles of the recurve event, India's Atanu Das and Deepika Kumari defeated USA in a play-off bronze medal match. Before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Night curfew being strictly imposed in Imphal City. Police slapped 1,000 rupees fine upon curfew violators, arrest defaulters who cannot pay fines. India reports about 3,53,000 new COVID-19 cases and 2,812 deaths in 24 hours. Recovery rate dropped to 82.62%. That's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you for being with us. For more news, you can also follow Impact TV on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube. Have a great afternoon and stay safe.